Okay, today we are going to start chapter number 20. This is about safety, about construction safety. And mainly we will discuss about the safety management in construction in this chapter. Okay. So as you know that construction is a very dangerous industry in the sense that we work outside under the sun or when we build the project, at 80 story or in the sky. So, and the heat and there is weather. So it's not like a manufacturing or industry that we work in the controlled environment. We work in the snow falling or wind, and there is, you know, so a lot of outside activities, and there are a lot of chances that the people can get injured. So safety is very important for engineers. So allow me to say Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah, Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to each one of you. My dear students and all engineers, whoever is going to watch this video. So this we are going to cover today chapter number 20. It is about construction safety. So let's see if we can. So, so this chapter we are going to divide in two parts because a lot of usually I try to keep each video about 1 hour or less, but if I make it a whole chapter, so it will be more than 1 hour. So I'm going to divide it into two parts. So today we will discuss the first part. So construction safety management, okay. Construction safety management is a method which is used to control safety activities in order to ensure a safe working environment in the construction site. So on the work site, job site, on the project, we have to keep that people are working in the safe working environment. For this, we implement safety management system. So we have to check the performance of our system, and we should implement a health and safety policy, and we should have a safety committee, and then a safety organization on the job site. So in USA or in Hong Kong, in developed countries, there is always a safety organization. Like for each large project, there is a safety manager, and then safety engineers and safety supervisors who are going to visit the site. So check that every ladder or all these activities that they are safe for the workers. Then we should provide training, safety training to each worker and everybody whoever is going to enter on the construction site. There should be a orientation training or job specific training. So we'll discuss these a little bit in detail inside. And then management, top management or leadership, they must have a commitment for safety. They should implement the safety policy, and they should have a commitment that people are working in a safe working environment. So we then management should involve the employees. Employees mean they should involve the supervisors, workers, the foremen. So they should involve all those workers. Then they so then we should have accident investigation. So we need to, if there is something accident is going to happen, we should investigate why it has happened, what was the cause, and what was the reason, and then we can report it to OSHA or to our headquarter head office. So then we should have health and safety meetings, regular safety meeting, weekly meeting, or after 15 years at least 1 month, with the participation of subcontractors and workers. So if there is unsafe conditions, we should discuss and share with them, with the people or with the people of the subcontractors labor force, that they should work in a safe working environment. Usually these inspectors are what we call is these supervisors. They go to the site and they take photograph with their mobile or whatever the camera, And if there is an unsafe condition, so they are going to share in the meeting and let them understand that the slope of this ladder is not correct, or this scaffolding is not correct. So they need to ensure that all those unsafe conditions are discussed in the safety meetings. So we should have safety rules and regulation. You know, every country there is a safety rules and regulation. Like in US, there is OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. They issue the safety rules and regulations. So we have to follow those safety rules and regulation on our construction site. Then we should inspect the hazardous conditions if there are hazards. So engineers should check and see if they should monitor those hazards. And we should ensure the plant and equipment that their operations are safe. You know, so all the equipment, even the sling or the buckets or the hooks. And their foundation where they stand, so they should not settle from the soil. So all equipment should be operating in a safe way. We should implement housekeeping to clean the site, construction site, and do good housekeeping every day. So there should not be like nails or lumber or anything, scattered or sited, dirty or messy. So construction site should be well organized. And there should be safety signs should be there, for workers or the workforce to understand that they should indicate good safety signs, that for safety first or whatever, this wet floor or anything. So we need to put safety signs. And then there should be a toolbox talk among the workers. So they should talk before starting their work and share their past experience with the other crew members. That how we can do this work in a safe way, and how we can avoid any accident or incident or any near miss in this type of work. So they should have a short meeting and discuss the safe working procedures with their co-workers. So there should be a fall protection system, like people, putting net or anything for people working at height, and especially people are working at height, they should use the safety harness or safety belt. And similarly, people working in the confined spaces, inside manholes, or in the excavations or in any confined, congested area. So sometimes in the manhole there are toxic gases. So we should be careful. We should follow the procedures of safety, how to work in a confined space. And we should take care for the electrical safety, that the electrical circuits or temporary lights for traffic management or other during the rainy season. So, and even on backhoe or during excavation, while excavating underground any cable. So we should be careful about from electrocution or electric shock. Personal protection program. Lastly, we can implement a personal protection program, like this we will discuss later in detail all these things. But that people should wear a safety helmet, safety gloves, safety shoes, safety vest, and safety glasses. So these kind of things, at least we provide them the safety harness. So this worker should use personal protective program, personal protective equipment. Okay. So safety promotion. Okay, then we should promote safety. So it means that those safety rules and regulations, they should be in a written form, and they should be shared with the workforce and with the safety engineers, the supervisors. So safe behavior. Okay. We should promote safe behavior and give them feedback to the workforce. So workforce should convert their unsafe behavior to safe behaviors. Then we should try to develop a safety culture, because sometimes, even in good safety management system, if people are not taking care for each other in the group members, they are not pointing out mistakes of the other people, so then some failure can occur. So it's we should develop a safety culture that whole crew or the whole team will work in a safe working environment. If somebody make any mistakes, so the other people, they should point out and let the person also develop a safety culture among the workforce. With these things, usually bachelor degree students, they are not much familiar with the construction sites. So I will be putting some case study, like experience from a construction company. So before we will go in detail, so they should get familiar with the things. Like here in this slide, we are going to show the personal protective equipment. Okay, so people should wear the safety boot, they should wear safety helmet, or they should be can be used CCTV cameras, and safety harness or safety belt. So people working at height, they should wear safety harness, and this should be like connected with the yard with the hook. So if somebody fall, so it's people can be arrested that they should not fall on the ground. So there is a safety shoes, there is a fire alarm, there is a ear protector, and then there is a safety cone or nose mask. So these days, like corona, people should wear nose mask. So there is a like a raincoat and use. There is a access control, like people have finger printing, so to enter on the site or in the storage, there should be safety goggles. Yes, safety goggles, and then there is a, we can there should be some to make there should not be theft or vandalism for the materials. So we can put alarm, or video door entry. This could be possible. There we can use workforce can use the safety vest and gloves. And there is a rain boot, or there is a safety signs. Okay, caution, slow, okay, stop. So these are like uh, workforce can use personal protective equipment. So now we are going to share the Gammon experience. Gammon is a construction company registered in Hong Kong. This is like the biggest company in Hong Kong, and they work in mainland China, Hong Kong, or even Singapore, Taiwan, Malaysia. So it's a very big company, and we are going to share some experience from there. Like this project, they built this project linking Hong Kong with Shenzhen, okay, with the Shenzhen city in mainland China. So they link this through the sea. They built a 3+3 lane project. So I have the chance to visit this project, and in the middle there is a shipping lane. So they built a cable stage bridge for this road project, elevator road project. It's an expressway. So this is like when I was young, when I visited this project. So it's I got a lot. This like they put the net below for this when they were underneath the box girder, so that particles should not fall down. Safety net. This is when we were visiting the site, so we saw that they were filling these with the sand base. So we asked them why you are putting sand here. So they told us that there is a fine if there is a stagnant water inside. Like in Hong Kong, there is a larva or people, mosquitoes are found in any construction site. The appointed contractor will be liable for an offense of a fine of Hong Kong dollar 25,000. So this was so later on we saw that whenever there is a rain, so immediately their workforce they let the water, rainwater should flow out from the construction site. So there should not be any stagnant water. That to avoid that, there should not be any mosquito breeding place. Okay, so mosquito breeding place, because the Hong Kong administration, they under the public health, and they have safety ordinance. They put 25,000 Hong Kong dollar, 25,000 fine for those contractors who, wherever they found that there is just stagnant water. So we need to avoid that rainwater. There should not be water, standing water where mosquitoes breeding places. Mosquitoes can, their eggs are larvae pupa, and we are spreading mosquitoes. This we saw on the construction side, that they have a supervisor for one area, supervisor one, another supervisor for the area, another third supervisor for another area. Okay, so they divide among the construction site area among the supervisors, that this person will be responsible with their phone number, and they put their photograph. So the people on the public notice board, they put these things. Okay, so they are like safety supervisors. And this also, they displayed these on the notice board. There's this like Gammon Construction Limited safety points. Okay, so you see these safety points. These are 10 points. Always wear a safety helmet. Use a proper platform when working at height. So ensure scaffolding worker platforms are properly secured, stabilized. Never possess never possess or consume alcohol on site. Never tamper with or modify safety installations. Use properly connected earth electrical tools. Never throw drop object from the height. So take care of yourself and others, and develop a safety culture. Use personal protective equipment when appropriate. Immediately report any unsafe condition to the site office. So they put these rules in Chinese language and also in English language on the public notice board. See, and principles that the workers and every person on site, they should follow these rules. So here I would like to, this is also a public notice board, and here I would like to see that if you can imagine, this is accident statistics. Okay, so it was in 2005, accident status month, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So the total number of accidents are total man hours worked, and frequency rate, how many accidents are going to happen. Like in January, they have 2 accidents. In February, there is 1. In March is 0. So whenever there is an accident, when worker get injured, so they have to display by law on the notice board. This is like very important, that in other countries, probably in other countries, sometimes the construction company, they hide those accidents, from the public. But here by law, they have to put publicly this statistics. So it means when they put publicly, so for every accident, there should be investigation, and then they are going to share this investigation with the other workers, workforce. So by this way, they learn from failures. They learn why this accident happened in the past, and there is a learning for other people's from those accidents and incidents. So we should also have this kind of law, that every accident must be investigated properly and shared why this has happened and what was the reason and what is learning in this accident. So that's why this is what I'm going to share the Gamma Construction Limited experience with you. Here there was a blockout in the superstructure, like that box girder. So they put this around like a net, that no people while walking on the bridge deck, at the top of the bridge, they shouldn't fall inside the blockout. Okay. And this is like inside is a staircase going to the bridge at the top. So inside stair code, they put this net. So when you step, on the staircase, then because of this net, people feel, safe, And when if it's not covered like this way, then it will be very scary, to going up, and people may afraid to go up. So this is also from Government Construction Limited development on enhancing health and safety performance. Like they have put these three stages: stage one, stage two, stage three. So what they are saying is, first, address the physical conditions. Okay? It means that first, if there is any unsafe conditions, like there is we should not use any faulty equipment or faulty tools. Then have proper housekeeping. So address those first, physical conditions of the site, if we have to improve health and safety performance on the construction site. Second is we should implement safety management system. Just like in the first slide, I have shown you that we should implement safety management system. So in the next slides also, we will see about the safety management system. There should be a safety organization, safety policy, and accident investigation program. And so we should implement safety management system. Third, once we have implemented those safety management systems, so we should have develop a positive safety culture. We need to develop a positive safety culture to improve performance of safety performance. That all the people they understand, they should get the safety training, they develop a culture, take care for each other. So take care for each other and help each other. If like on a construction side, why they have put that no one should consume alcohol on the site. In those countries, even USA or Western countries, no one is allowed to consume alcohol during the work site, because if people become senseless, that worker will be like a bomb for the other crew members. So one person mistake, and then other people will get, maybe they will lose their life or get injured. So this the safety culture is like everybody work in a safe environment and take care for each other. Again, there is this is like top management commitment and health, safety, and environment policy. So this policy is, it's like there is that the company has commitment that every operation safety is as important as any other business of the company, and they will comply with all the safety rules and regulation. They will follow the environment related rules and regulation. They will provide a safe working environment for their workers. They will implement safety management system. They will investigate. They will monitor safety. So this is like a commitment from the management, that whatever they do on their construction site, so that they will be all the time, they will be providing a safe working environment to their workforce, and they will not compromise. If they want to speed up the project, so they will not compromise on the safety. So they say they consider safety is for them is like a value. It's not like a priority that if there is have to finish the project early, they have to speed up. So they will not compromise on safety. Safety is something like constant, and they have to take care for safety, and then they can speed up or enforce the project. So this also, from the Government Construction Limited, they have a safety organization. So their company chief executive or managing director, chief executive officer of the company, under his there is a safety and environment action committee, and there is a director of health safety in charge for this safety and environment action committee. And under this, under the executive, under the chief executive officer, there is like on each site level, each project, there is a project site safety committee on each project. So they have like maybe 30 projects in Hong Kong. So in every project there is a safety management committee, and one person like a safety manager is in charge of that committee, and then under that safety manager there are safety engineers and safety supervisors. So this is like the way they have the organization for safety in Gammon Construction Limited. So this is a good learning for us that we should have also at one safety and environment committee at the headquarter level, and then on each project level there should be a safety manager. So they, like within Gammon Construction Limited, they say they have 53 numbers of staff and 48 registered safety officer in the company, and 22 registered safety auditors, to who can like audit their safety management systems. This is like they have the health, safety, and environment management system manual, and they have this operational control procedures. So SOP, standard operating procedures. Operational control procedures, like all the activities in civil works, how they will do this in a safe way. So this is like they are putting these operational control procedure or standard operating procedures, and then there is a safety management system manual. So they implement that every project will have a safety managers, and then under the safety manager will be safety engineer, safety supervisor, and they will implement safety management system. So it will have all that they have. Like a training, safety training on site, and this safety manager. So every worker before going to the construction site, they need to get the job specific and orientation training from the safety manager and his team. And then they will enter on the construction site to work. So no one can enter on the construction site until they get a card, of safety training, and then they are allowed to work on a construction site. So anyway, they are implementing safety management system. In the first slide, I have mentioned that what things are likely part of the safety management system. So whatever this we saw on their construction side, that they are doing a Japanese style morning exercise. So all the workers, when they start work at 7 o'clock in the morning, they do the morning exercise. Okay. And this during this exercise, like they make the attendance, and then they short exercise, and they wear the safety vest and safety helmet, safety shoes. And if somebody is goggles, so they can check all these PPE that everybody is having the proper these personal protective equipment. Okay, and here we saw that this is here they are like human resources registration officer for people. Anybody is going to join, so he has to go through the safety management training. And then they have on the side, they have built this how to do excavation, and how to they have a manhole, or how to work in a confined space. So what precautions they need to take if they have to work in a confined space. And this is like the demonstration on site. They have working at height. So person is wearing the safety belt or safety harness, and this is like linked with the hook. So anybody working at height, he has to wear this and connect this safety belt with the hook, so that person if fall, the person should not fall on the ground. And this is the demonstration, like they have for electricity, how to work a safe way with the electrical installations. So these plugs and switches, and they are like with the rain protected, so water cannot penetrate inside. So on the construction side, they use these kind of cables for when they connect the lights on the traffic management, or for temporary lights are working at height. So in civil projects, people have to work in remote areas first, so they have to cast concrete, they have to make arrangement for lighting and other things for traffic management. And this is the most if a confined space, like in the manhole. And there is also this is environmental protection, okay, addressing or to keep the environment, protect the environment. So health health means that they have rules and regulation that workers should not get any health related problems, because some materials they are like even concrete also, or epoxy concrete, there is a use of somebody asbestos, so they can get cancer, from the asbestos. So there should not be health issues, and they should be like people should not fall safety related things and environment related things. And then this is like accident happened that a firmware collapsed. So this is like a wake up call for the company that the material is a lot of wastage of material, and they have to do the rework again. So it's like company should be careful that though this kind of accident should not happen, on site. This also like there is they build a bridge over the channel, channel like a big like a small river for rainwater. So the foundation collapsed, and then this is like a bad image for the companies, and this is if these kind of failure happen for the construction projects due to during the rainy season, this collapse occurred. So this is like bring bad name for the shareholder of the company, and they have to repeat the work, and this is like damage for the collective image of the company. So now this photograph they say that in the oil and gas industry, like lightning strike is considered and avoidable accidents. So lightning strike on these installations in the oil industry uh, from, uh, from the clouds, lightning strike from the clouds is an avoidable accident. So people usually put this, on the top of the building. They make arrangement, and then this lightning will go into the earth, make earth to connection, and it will be go into the earth, so there will not be any damage due to the lightning strike on any tall building or any refinery or any installation due to the clouds burst or this lightning strike. And this is also very important. We saw this that there's a dust pollution control. Okay, wheel washing machine. So like Hong Kong is a very congested area and lot of tall buildings. One building is a 60-story, other is 80-story, and 50-story building. Then you have another small site inside. We saw one site, over there in a very congested built area, so they have to build another 60-story building. So that those trucks are coming to the site before going to the public road, so they should not any mud particles or soil particles on their tires. Okay? And they need to wash these tires before going to the public road. Usually, what happened is from construction site, when these trucks go out on the public road, so there is a mud or attached with the tires, and when that mud is going to dry and it becomes soil particles, so it's dust is going to be created in that area. So we have to control dust, that there should not be dust on the public road. So in our country, I saw that even people put their material on the public roads. So public road in those developed countries, every material must be stored within the boundary of the construction site. Okay? No one can use or damage or harm any public roads. Public road is a public property for the people, so that should be protected. workplace. So these are like we are going to share safety, good safety practices, and this is also another innovative products. They are using these, safe working platform. They are aluminium, made from aluminium, and they are lightweight. And they are adjustable, convenient to use. So then these platforms you can make go up and down, and make these platform for working platform for making plastering under the roof, or brickwork or anything. So the different kinds of platforms are available. Aluminium made. They are using these working platforms. So this is we should also use these kind of lightweight working platform. And they have proper platform. There is a toe board, so they are safe, for the people. No, it's these, like we share some practices so that people should understand these conditions. So types of injuries. Okay, fatality, lost workday injury. Okay, lost workday injury. There is like in types of injury. One is fatality, means death. Okay, so this should be OSHA should be immediately reported to OSHA. And there is a lost workday injury, means if a person go for medical treatment, or the worker is away from the work site, or days with restricted work activity. Person has recovered a little bit, but he is not able to do the work with full capacity. So this is like they have a restricted work activity. Okay. And then see OSHA recordable injury. Okay. OSHA recordable injury, so need medical treatment by a doctor. Okay, so if a person need medical treatment by a doctor, or there is a include loss workday injury, so then these accidents also like must be recorded with the OSHA. So then another thing is we should have some first aid arrangement on the site, and we should learn from the near miss also. If there is some, survived, nothing happened, but there is a near miss accident, so we should learn from this near miss accident how other people should be, how they have survived, and they can share their experience with other. So there is always learning from the near miss accidents. Okay, let's move forward. Injury cost versus safety management. Okay, so there is a like significance of safety. This is a International Labour Organization guidelines on safety management system summarizes occupational safety and health as a decent work. Decent work is a safe work, and it is a positive factor for productivity and economic growth. So it means what we should do the work in a decent way. Okay, then we can bring productivity and economic growth. Similarly, there is a improvement in safety performance, increases productivity, which means increase in profit. Okay, so if we improvement in safety performance is going to increase the productivity, and this is which means there will be increase in the profit. So here is like a graph about injury cost versus safety investment. Okay. So injury is like this is the curve investment in safety. Okay. So cost of injury. Okay. So see, cost of injury is very high if there is a low investment in safety. But if we do some investment in safety, like we provide personal protective equipment, we provide training facilities, so then cost of injury is going to reduce. Okay. And then there is a break-even point, that level of effort and emphasis on safety. So we should put emphasis on safety, that cost of injury should be minimum. So it means that we need to bring invest in safety, that whole workforce is working in a safe working environment, and there will be like less burden. People should not get injured, and there will be less burden due to injuries and accidents on our hospitals. So need for safe practices. Okay, so what they say is, because what we have learned is that construction is still a dangerous business, is a dangerous industry, Then accident cost money and affect worker morale. So if there is an accident, so they are going to cost money, and we are going to there is an effect on the worker morale if there is an accident. So then why we need for safety practices? So some companies they think that they are doing due to humanitarian concern. They are following the safe way of working. Due to humanitarian concerns mean that they want their employer should provide a safe working environment, and they take care for their employees, and the employees should not get injured. So everybody going to the work site, they should come back with the safe work safely to his family in the evening. So this is like a humanitarian concern. Then second is legal and regulatory consideration. Legal and regulatory consideration means so it's like they have to follow the law, safety rules and regulation that are compulsory in that country. So, say for example, in USA, they have to follow the OSHA standards, okay, Occupational Safety and Health Administration regulations. So, and if there is a by legally they have to provide a worker compensation insurance. Okay, so every worker should be insured, and if somebody die, then there will be or get injured, so that compensation worker will get compensation, and his family, if fatality is going to occur, so that compensation will go to his family, to his children. Then third is concern of safe practices is the economic considerations. This is most important. And you see, say that safety investment makes money. Now there are a lot of studies that show that say if we invest in safety, safety investment makes money. A study shows that for every pound spent, the return on investment is 8 pounds. Okay, so they have done a study in UK that there is a uh, the return on investment is 8%. Sometimes, they have done this study on different, probably here, that there is a return is, a lot, so, but on average. But then they see we get the insurance, okay? We get insurance cost cover injury and some damage. If we got insurance for our project, so insurance is going to cover whatever is lost to the project, and maybe worker will get the medical treatment from the hospital. So, but there are uninsured costs. Uninsured cost. Like there is a sometime not all damage to structure and material, not everything is covered from the insurance. Okay, so there is a damage to plant, equipment, or tools. So not everything is covered from the insurance, but loss is usually more, and coverage from the insurance is less. So there are legal costs. That if some people died on the work site, so then case will go to the courts, and then for a long time this will be company has to face this court cases in the uh, a company has to face these court cases in those courts. So there is a legal cost, okay, legal cost that you have to pay to the pay to the lawyers for who are from the company side who are attending those court cases. There is expenditures or emergency supplies. Okay, if there is an accident happen, so then we have to implement emergency procedures. So there are some expenditures occur on those emergency supplies. So we have to clear that construction site. So there is a cost for clearing the site. Okay, there is a production delays. Okay, progress delay, overtime working and temporary labor. So for this, like accident happened, like this is the extra work. So then we have to bring another labor force. So we have to pay overtime to, to remove that debris or all these material from site, and have to do the work again. So there is a investigation time of the project manager and other team members for to investigate that accident. Management and supervisor time diverted. Okay, so the management and supervisor time is diverted due to this accident. There's a long-term clerical efforts for many years. If those case will go to the courts, they are putting, making reports for the headquarter for those reports. So they have to maintain those records, and there is sometimes they get heavy fine from those courts, because of that accidents. Okay, and even there is a loss of expertise and experienced people, they have died on an accident. This is a big loss for the company. So all these things, they are like uninsured cost. Okay, uninsured cost, that these costs are not covered under the insurance. Okay, so this is like a hidden cost of accidents that we need to understand. So hidden cost of accident, they say that in US, in UK, they did a study that there are these uninsured costs, if insurance is going to pay us $1, but uninsured cost for the company, they range from 8 to 36, 36 times, 8 to 36 times more. That what we will get the compensation from the insurers. On average, uninsured costs are 10 times more than the cost of premium paid by every company. Okay? So uninsured costs on average, they are 10 times more. Okay? 10 times more. So you can imagine that these uninsured costs are very high. So in the next, like companies sometimes have little cushion against accidental losses. Okay, so companies when they face these accidents, serious accident can put a small company out of business, as accidents often eat directly the company's money. Accident has enormous impact on the company's business activities. So see, when these accidents happen, because uninsured costs are too much, and then these accidents sometimes they eat all the profit of the company, all the saving of the company from the owner. So companies sometimes go bankrupt and they go out of business. So this, we need to understand that there is a lot of hidden cost of accidents, and we should avoid those accidents. Now, for this is like in the personal interest to earn for the workforce, it is always in their personal interest to earn better livelihood for yourself, for your children, and for your family. A victim or sufferer of accident cannot earn enough money for himself and for his family. Sometimes when workers they get injured, or they lose arm or one leg, or they due to flying particles, they have lost their eyes, sometimes flying particles of iron. So during the welding or even cutting wood, they go to the eye and their eyesight is lost. So these victim or sufferer, the family is going to suffer the whole, their family and children, they are going to suffer, because their they will not make enough money as compared with the healthy person. So this is what I'm trying to that my students and engineers, they should understand that there is a lot of heavy hidden costs of accidents, and even whatever you get from the insurance, that will be just medical treatment, but this the person is going to suffer the whole life. So this suffering is too much, for a family or for that person. Okay, and if person died outside, so then his family or his children are going to suffer. Okay, with these, what we discussed until now is try to get some experience from the Government Construction Limited and their work practices. So with this, I think everybody has very pretty good idea about the safety. So construction safety, why should we focus on safety, and how do workers get hurt or injured? Safety program, corporate safety and site safety, what to do during an OSHA inspection. Okay, so we are going to discuss these things a little bit in detail. So why focus on safety? Okay, workers expect and deserve to work safely. Okay, workers they are expecting that they will be provided a safe working condition. Construction is by nature a hazardous profession. Consequences and costs of accidents are severe. Okay. So this is that's why we are going to focus that we should focus on safety, and every worker is affecting that they go to the site and they will come back to their family safely in the evening. No one is going to the construction site to lose his life, or lose his arm or leg or eyesight or finger or thumb, or a toe of his foot. So cause of accidents, okay, just a few causes of accident. They are listed like falling is one cause of accident due to people fall from height. There is some exposure happen, or there is a toxic chemicals. There is a drugs or alcohol use due to this accident happen. There is a worker error, or there is a fire. There is a falling object, some object, from the from the tower crane, something fall on the worker and worker died. Or sometimes people wear loose clothes or something. They work near the moving parts or the machinery, so they caught in between the moving parts of the machinery. They get injured or they lose their life, or some limb. So safety organization for a construction company, here is like safety program. They are putting that there is a corporate safety and site safety. Corporate safety like at the headquarter level. So there will be a safety organization, and there should be a inspection and enforcement of safety rules and regulation. So they should implement safety management system, and then they should have new employees training. So they should provide training to their employees. Okay, they should provide training to their employees, like job specific training, orientation training, and things like this. So this is like at the headquarter level. This is under the corporate safety. Now, for each project, we should implement a site safety program. So, site safety program, there should be a site management for safety, like a safety manager, safety supervisor, safety engineers, and there should be a hazard identification program on the site for the construction site. There should be a fall protection program, how to make people working at height, and people should not fall from height. So, and then they should provide a free of charge personal protective equipment, PPE, like safety gloves, safety glasses, safety shoes, safety vest. So these should be available to the workforce free of cost. So we should have a safety organization for a construction company. So then workforce, they should have a toolbox meetings, toolbox talk before starting their work, a brief and usually run by 4 person or 4 men. So the in charge of the crew, they should brief their workforce how to work safely in this 2 days work. Focus on a single problem relevant to upcoming work. Okay, so they should talk about what they are going to do today, so how they have to do it in a safe way. Address any recent accident or near miss that they have faced in the past, or from experience. So from other people's experience, they should share those things and motivate their work crew members that they should work in a safe way. So it's a small briefing before starting the work in the morning. So all the crew members stand and discuss, share their work, safe work experience. Okay, work of a new worker. Now, if they have new worker have joined, so ask about the last job and experience. Okay, last job and experience. Then describe the new job and rules. Describe the new job and rules. Give the worker a test run. Okay. Show worker around the site. He visit the site. Start work slowly. The new worker should start work slowly, and observe worker for a few days. So now the new worker should be observed for a couple of days, that how he is going to perform the work. Ask crew to watch new work. Okay, so crew members, they should watch the new worker. So let them get familiar and adjust in the crew members and do the work in a safe way. Okay, now we are going to put some principles for managing health and safety in construction. Like the 6 principles, they are very important. Project managers, they can implement this, demonstrate safety leadership. Okay, to demonstrate safety leadership. So project managers, they must demonstrate safety leadership on their construction side, promote design for safety. They need to promote design for safety. Like safety should be taken care during the design process. Okay, and then later on, it will go in every step. Communicate safety information. So communicate safety related safety rules and regulation. All those things have to communicate with the workforce, and then we need to share with them. Manage safety risk. So we have to manage safety risk. Then continuously improve safety performance. Okay, continuously improve safety performance. Um, so monitor the safety performance and the improvement. So by providing training and by implementing safety rules and regulation and by implementing safety schemes, promotion. So there are many things. There is a separate course, on safety management. So if we go study that course, then we can discuss all these things in more detail. Entrench safety practices. Okay, we have to promote those safety practices on the work site. So these are like the six principles of managing health and safety on construction sites. Okay. So this is like a slide showing that safety in design, as we should take care for safety during the design process. Okay, ability to influence. See on the ability to influence is low and high on the y-axis, and on the x-axis is the project schedule. Okay, so this is like time safety influence curve. So we can, in the conceptual design, we have a lot, the way we are preparing the design, so we can influence the safety. We have engineers have more capability to influence safety in the conceptual design. Then they can influence safety on the detailed designing. Okay, even in the procurement process, during the construction process. So when project is complete and start up, so that means. Influence ability to influence on safety practices is going to decrease. So when project complete and like the implementation of the project, so construction period is complete now as a commissioning and the life of the project. So this is like with the passage of time, the to influence ability to influence on safety is going to decrease. Okay, so safety is important, that we should address safety during the design process. And here's like students or engineers, they need to understand the hierarchy of safety control. Okay. Hierarchy of safety control. These are 5 levels. Like first is five levels. It's elimination. So like eliminate, physically remove the hazard. Okay, this is like physically remove the hazard. Substitution means replace the hazard with the less hazardous things. Okay. So engineering control means isolate people from the hazard. So we should make automation that the people take out. So this is like by engineering control, we can implement safety. So usually in the construction and the manufacturing industry, there is automatic engineering control. So people have been taken out. So then there is no loss or no injuries with the people, because they are we have isolated people from those hazards. Okay. We can put administrative control, change the way the people work, bring them in shift, so there should not be fatigue. Or lastly, we should protect the worker with personal protective equipment. Okay. At least if we can't do anything, so we should give them personal protective equipment, but this is the least effective, okay, least effective method of controlling hazards. Okay. So the same we are going to put in the next slide, hierarchy of safety control. So there is a technological versus behavioral risk control. Hierarchical of control classifies hazard control measures into 5 levels of effectiveness. Okay, level 5 is most effective, to level 1 is the least effective. Okay, level 5, like eliminate hazards. Okay, most effective because a hazard is removed physically from the work environment. This is the most effective method. So eliminate a hazard. Level 4 is a substitution of a hazard. A hazard is replaced by something less hazardous method. So it's a substitution, replacement like that. And then third is engineering control. People are isolated from the hazard. Okay, so engineering control. Level 2 is administrative control. This includes safe work procedures. So are using job rotation to limit exposure to a hazard. Okay, so people with the long time on the job was having fatigue, so they can face accidents. No, our person is sleepy, so that we can control these. Administrative way to control these things, that they can avoid those accidents. So lastly is a personal protective equipment. Level 1 is a personal protective equipment. Protect the worker by providing personal protective equipment like safety helmet, safety shoes, safety gloves. And this is the least effective control method for safety control. So we need to understand, that what are the levels of safety control on the construction projects. So here now we are just discuss most of it, and now we are going to discuss safety in trenches. Okay, in excavations, crane or backhoe is used to lay pipe in the trench. Worker are required to be inside the trench to guide the excavation, pipe laying, and final alignment. Okay, danger of cave-in always exists. There is a pipeman concept consists of three-dimensional special positioning system. A laser beam is used to align a pipe. Okay, so in Saudi Arabia also, because this is a sandy soil and there is a chance of collapse of these excavations. So the cave-in always exists, that those excavations are going to collapse. Okay. So and backhoe is outside and people are inside. So there is a if we don't put these bracing and for this how to protect these trenches, so danger of cave-in is always there. Okay. To avoid this, so usually to put these plates and with the bracing. So toward, and then we use, usually there is a laser beam, just like we use the camera, because we have to connect one piece of pipe with the other piece of pipe. So now there is a a special positioning system, like what we have seen here as a pipe man concept consists of three-dimensional special positioning system. A laser beam is used to align. So just like when we make photograph, we click camera, when the focus is good, it's going to give you indication that focus is good. Now you can click. Similarly, this laser beam will appear when the alignment is good, so we can connect these pipes in a straight line, and then we put the support of stone or other things, and we connect the pipe by joints, with the joints. So this is also like a pipe manipulator mounted on the excavator to make in real picture from the construction site, that we make use the laser beam to make alignment of these pipes and connections. So with this, we have finished this chapter of safety management, part one. Inshallah, next time, so with the OSHA related occupational safety and health administration, OSHA related legal related things, safety management system, safety rules and regulation, we will be going to discuss in the second part. I hope with this presentation, students probably they must have got a good idea to how to make how to learn about safety related points. So they must have learn about the safety practices with these photographs. So the idea was that first I should give them some practical examples. They should understand the construction safety, and next time we are going to learn in detail about safety rules and regulations. Okay. So with this, I'm going to stop this lecture. So this allow me to say Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Inshallah, see you next time, inshallah, with the second part of this chapter about construction safety or safety management. So that second part will be even more important to learn, because that will be covering the safety rules and regulations. So with this, thank you very much. See you next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.